Hello, my name is Jason Lowry.
And I'm Mark Tody.
And this is the Parkland Podcast.
Yeah.
It's the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. It's the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. They got plenty to say. They got plenty of heart. On the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. It's the Parkland Podcast. Yeah, the Parkland Podcast. It's the Parkland Podcast. Yeah, the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. Jason and Mark.
Episode 60. We've made it into another decade or another round of tens, I guess, as we continue our push towards 100.
We're in my decade now.
Yeah, there we go, the 60s. Coming up on this show, we're going to visit with Donna Hickman from Congressman Jason Smith's office. We'll also talk to Candy Hente with the Farmington Regional Chamber of Commerce.
We're going to tee it up with Candy Hente.
Tee it up. Talk about the big golf tournament. And also be giving you some highlights from the Baby Boomer concert happening this past weekend at the Farmington First State Community Center. I know I messed that up a couple times on the live stream I did from the practice Thursday night. But we'll have some highlights from some of the cool things that happened at that concert. And this episode is brought to you by Parkland Pharmacy. Discover Farmington, Subway of the Parkland, Heimberger Construction, and First State Community Bank. Big news coming up with the podcast. We are going to try something a little different, something we have a lot of experience doing, and that is being live.
Making it up as we go along.
Yeah. Going to start doing our Parkland podcast on Saturday mornings. Facebook Live and YouTube Live will be where you can catch those. And what I think is going to be really cool is we'll be able to interact with people. So if they have questions or if they have a birthday right there, they can type it into the comment section if they're watching live, and we can do that. And then if you're still, if you're one of those people, and God bless you, we love you very much, that listens to the podcast maybe throughout the following week, you'll still be able to do that. We will take the audio of what we do in our live streams and put that where we've been putting it in all of the places where you get podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all those kind of things. So nothing really changes. You'll be able to get that. You'll be able to get the podcast a little bit earlier. And if you tune in on Saturday mornings, you'll be able to get it live. So we can even do weather now. We could do traffic.
Yeah.
We should get some kind of traffic copter person.
Get the jet copter out.
Yeah. I'll get my drone up and we'll fly around just around Hillsborough Road, and we'll give you the traffic. We'll tell you how many people are on the tee box at 9 at the St. Francis Country Club. That might actually be helpful.
14 people on the tee box.
So there you go. Parkland Podcast live starting next Saturday morning on Facebook and on YouTube. And again, you'll be able to listen back to the podcast throughout the week as you normally do. Download whatever you like to do in the same places that you normally get it. You'll just get it a day or so earlier. What'd you do this week, Mark Tody?
Well, we had the county fair, of course.
Yeah.
We kept busy with a little bit of that, and I'm sure they are very happy with how the weather wrapped up this past week with the coolness. Much nicer. That's probably the biggest story going on. Got to buy some new shoes because it was the sales tax-free weekend, and a local shoe store had a buy one, get one half off, so I saved me some money on some shoes. Went to a retirement dinner. I want to give a shout-out to my doctor, Dr. Deere, over at Parkland Health Center. Had my annual checkup, and he didn't give me any bad news.
Wow, great.
At my age is a good thing.
Yeah. Somebody asked me the other day, is Mark having health problems? I go, not that I know of. Why? And they go, well, I see him exercising nonstop. Has he got something going on, or has he just got something to prove? I was like, he wants to take care of himself.
That's right.
Take care of himself.
The other day, somebody said, you look pretty good for 77. I said, I'm only 67. I said, never mind.
No, you look about right.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. We're recording on Friday morning, so haven't done the full baby boomer circuit yet. I know you haven't got to do all your big fair duties with Chris Cagle, so we'll talk about those next week. And then I'm going on vacation again. going to Branson again this coming week. So excited about that. Probably shouldn't say that. Now somebody's going to break into my house, but don't worry, Rachel will eat them. She's very, very fierce.
Yeah.
But so I'll have lots of stories to tell. But we went this past weekend, did like a little day trip to St. Louis, and we went to the Arch, and we recreated a picture we took, I think, 9 years ago. In the little museum underneath the Arch. We went to the St. Louis Science Center, which we hadn't been to in a few years, so the kids were real excited about that. And then we went to the Hill and had a nice meal at Ragazzi's.
Great place to eat.
Yeah, and enjoyed that very, very much. And then it was nice. We were home before sundown and enjoyed a good weekend.
Good deal.
Everything was good, and kind of starting to think about teaching again, starting to get everything ready. And before you know it, we'll talk about that in the news coming up. We'll be starting school here in a couple of weeks. Musical trivia or general trivia. Any trivia questions?
Oh, I got a bunch of them here for you. All right. What was Garth Brooks' first #1 hit?
Ooh, Friends in Low Places.
No. His first #1 hit was If Tomorrow Never Comes.
Oh, Friends in Low Places was not a #1. Wow.
What is Ringo Starkey's? I just gave away the answer. What is Ringo Starr's real name?
Is it Richard Starkey?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, all right.
All right. Speaking of names, he has written books under the name of Richard Bachman, but you know him better as
Stephen King.
Stephen King. You're doing much better this week. Let's see. The oldest player ever to play in a Major League Baseball game.
Ooh. Oldest player ever? Is that Bartolo Colon?
No, he was in his 40s, but he was a spring chicken compared to this fellow.
Rusty Staub? Didn't he play like into his 50s?
He played a very long time, but this fella, you're gonna kick yourself. Satchel Paige.
Satchel Paige, of course.
He was 59.
Wow.
Pitched 3 innings, gave up 1 hit, no runs. He probably could have pitched into his 60s.
Yeah, probably so. That guy was a freak.
All right. The longest snake ever recorded.
Ooh.
A reticulated python within 2 feet. How long was it?
My gosh, the longest snake ever recorded?
Yes.
I guess like in the time of man, not like we're not going back to dinosaurs and stuff, I assume.
In current times.
Okay. I'm going to say 60 feet. Not even close, huh?
All your goodwill you just brought in just went out the door. 32 feet. 9.5 inches.
Okay.
And how old was Moses when he died? Within 10 years.
I don't know, 89?
He was 120.
120.
And he was nothing compared to Noah, who lived to the ripe old age of
486.
950.
What?
According to the book of Deuteronomy.
Wow.
950. So
I would assume they probably measured years a little differently back then. I would think.
I'm just going to trust the good Lord
above.
Yeah. We're going to go from there.
Huh. Interesting. Wow. Very, very cool. So you got a lot of living left to do, right?
If I'm going to go for 950, I'll do.
950. Wow. Very, very good. Totally awesome radio stories. Anything come to mind?
No.
Heat waves, like any kind of, because we just came through a pretty impressive heat wave.
Yeah, we did.
Do you remember like any kind of heat waves, like long term when you were broadcasting? Maybe like power went out, shelters, anything like that?
No, not really. The only thing I remember is heat-wise is Scott Kabbalah trying to broadcast a baseball game one time, and we sent it to him for an update, and I've probably told this story already, and when we sent it to him, Scott was not ready.
Oh, yes.
And as we said, let's go to Scott Kabbalah now of Bismarck to get a report on that baseball game. Wow, it sure is hot out here. I'm glad I'm not that farmer over in that field. Well, thank you, Scott, for that in-depth report.
Great job getting out before he said something
with Scott,
little more questionable.
Anything is possible.
Yeah. And the feeling with your headsets, because you'd wear those headsets when you were out at a remote and, they're doing a ball game and you take them off and there's just like rings of sweat on the sides of your face. And at J98 for most of your career, it was a very strict shirt and tie policy Monday through Thursday. So
Monday through Friday, actually, and even Monday through Saturday at one point.
So when you were out there, it didn't matter if it was 98 degrees with 110 heat index. You still had to be in that tie, didn't you?
We got confused for Jehovah's Witnesses quite a bit.
There you go. So roundabout, heat-related, totally awesome radio story. At Subway, you eat fresh. We always talk about Subway of the Parkland. That, of course, includes the Farmington location, the Park Hills location, the Deloge location, and now the Bonne Terre location.
Yes, the newest addition. I went, before we recorded the podcast, I went to Subway of Farmington, got the Titan Turkey this week.
Titan Turkey.
I had been getting the pizzas. The pizzas are awesome, I'm telling you, and they're so affordable. You put all your veggies on, and if you want to add meat, it's like 50 cents. I mean, it's crazy, but the pizzas are really good. But the Titan Turkey, I can't wait to dig into it. I want to wish Miss Heather a good luck with her move to the Bonne Terre location.
Yeah.
She could give great customer service. Brianna, Jessica, I'll tell you what, Mike and Jake did great when they hired them. And we wish her the best of luck as she goes to the Bonne Terre location.
Wow, Subway, eat fresh. They have everything you need. And again, what a great way to...
coming back in a few weeks.
Oh, yeah. So much. Maybe some Happy Gilmore cups left, though. They probably sold out of those.
You better get in there
quick. They were in high demand. I went to sleep 3/4 of the way into that movie and thought it was pretty good when I fell asleep. So there you go. Subway now in Bonne Terre. Also Park Hills, Deloge, and Farmington. Subway, eat fresh, the official sandwich of the Parkland podcast.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
Here's your news on the Parkland podcast.
13-year-old Dakota Trinkle is continuing to recover in a St. Louis area hospital after he was found this past week in Goose Creek. The teen was reported missing the previous weekend and spent 96 hours at the bottom of a ravine before a canine unit found him. Trinkle had a serious leg injury and was in about a foot of water. The family is asking for prayers and support.
14 Missouri counties, including Iron County, are pushing back against states' mandated tax increases on commercial and residential properties. Earlier this year, the Missouri State Tax Commission issued memorandums of understanding to all 88 counties in the state, requiring them to ensure property values fall within 90% to 110% of market value as mandated by state law. The commission warns that counties that fail to sign the tax memorandum will risk losing thousands of dollars in state reimbursement funds for 2026.
Well, after a rough July, the Parkland is experiencing a break in the extremely hot weather as temperatures dropped into the 70s and 80s, and the forecast indicates that cooler weather pattern will continue somewhat well into the rest of this week.
Sheriff Jeff Kreitz seeking help in locating Diana Lee Downs, the 42-year-old who has ties to Park Hills, Leadwood, and the Bismarck areas, is described as 150 pounds with red hair and brown eyes. She is wanted in St. Francis County for felony possession of a controlled substance.
And it's budget time for a couple of area municipalities. Farmington and Park Hills both hard at work on a new budget. They'll have their new budgets in place and ready to go by October 1st.
And we are less than a month away now from students returning to classes in the area. First day of schools are set. St. Joe's in Farmington opens on Friday, August 15th. Central, North County, and West County will begin on Monday, August 18th. Bismarck and Farmington start on Tuesday, August 19th. And St. Paul Lutheran School begins on Wednesday, August 20th.
They are starting late because of the move to Mineral Area College. We'll have more on that coming up next week on the podcast as we bring you an interview with the principal, Andy Sherrill. And a big congratulations going out to the queen of the 151st Annual St. Francis County Fair. Hadley Dowell is the queen, the little miss. Addison Head, congratulations to both you fine ladies.
And that's your news right here on the Parkland Podcast. Let's talk pharmacy. Parkland Pharmacy. They are at parklandrx.com. Small town pharmacy at their finest. They are so organized. They have so many great services. They're more than just a place to get your prescriptions, Mark Tody.
Absolutely. I got to give a shout out to Julie Berghaus. She called me the other day and she goes, "What's that stuff that you like so much?" I said, "The Emergency." And she goes, "Yeah." She goes, "I'm going to order some of that. You want me to get you some?" I said, "Absolutely." And she didn't have to do that, but that's the kind of great one-on-one customer service that they offer. They get to know their customers, what they like and who they are, and they will go the extra mile for them. So I love everything about that pharmacy, and that is why they are my hometown pharmacy.
Got to use two fingers if you want to scroll up or down.
I'm looking at their Facebook page while you were doing that.
ParklandRx.com is the website. Their delivery is fantastic, and all the special services they offer as well is really what makes them second to none. Check out Parkland Pharmacy today, the official pharmacy of the Parkland Podcast.
It's the memories made during a weekend with the girls, a family adventure, or a Sunday stroll in historic downtown. At First State Community Bank, we have a strong passion for small business owners and the students and families who live, work, and play here. Our passion for them runs deep because this is our community too. First State Community Bank. Success starts here.
Here are your events. They are powered by Discover Farmington more than you ever imagined. DiscoverFarmingtonMo.com allows you to find out more about entertainment, dining, outdoor activities, wineries, and more.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
Mom's Cafe is this Wednesday at the Methodist Church in Farmington, a free meal.
77th Annual Washington County Fair, August 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th at the Washington County Fairgrounds in Potosi. Events include musical bingo, the livestock show and auction, live music all weekend, all happening at this year's Washington County Fair.
The Gospel Music Get-Together is this week starting August 6th at the First State Community Center in Farmington.
Calling all students, free admission to the Farmington Water Park and Splash Pad on Thursday, August 7th from 6:30 to 8:30. Children under the age of 12 must be accompanied by a guardian over the age of 16.
There's a downtown block party August 8th in Farmington featuring Damian Cabrera.
Shannon Cox will perform that same night at 7 o'clock in Deloge City Park.
The Farmington Regional Chamber of Commerce Golf Tournament is coming up in August at Crown Point in Farmington.
The Bonterre Block Party happens August 23rd, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Live music, beer garden, and a side-by-side show.
Black Diamond and Shannon Cox performing September 6th at Columbia Park in Park Hills.
Park Hills Leadington Chamber of Commerce presents Music Trivia. That happens September 13th, 5 o'clock. We should play at the White Magnolia Banquet Hall in Leadington.
The Mineral Area College Athletics Golf Tournament is September 19th, starting at 7 a.m. at Crown Point Golf Club.
The legendary Blues, Brews, and Barbecue returns to downtown Farmington September 19th and 20th.
And The Leader presents the Senior Expo September 24th at the Mac Tech Building. Free for adults 50 and older, speakers, vendor booths, bingo, live music, prizes, and free coffee and donuts.
And those are your events. They are powered by Discover Farmington. Find out about local events. Even book a wedding or day trip today at discoverfarmingtonmo.com. Construction, HeimbergerConstruction.com, 431-4387. Heimberger Construction has done some amazing work in not just the Parkland, but the region.
Yeah, they're all over the Midwest. They do high-quality work using the best materials. And best of all, you've got Jennifer Heimberger, who kind of headlines things and gears everything up. She'll sit with you. She'll find out what your plans are, what your wants are, what you're building toward, and she will get you the right products, the right building. So if you're adding on, if you're making a new addition, Heimberger Construction, they're the folks you want to see.
And they sell Butler buildings because they are the best metal building system on the market and the only building that has the pre-punched roof system and standard 360-degree roof seam for their standing seam roof. HeimbergerConstruction.com has all the examples locally of the great work that they have done, and the list just keeps growing and growing. If you need construction work done, you need to contact Heimberger Construction today since 1978. Again, learn more at HeimbergerConstruction.com. The Friendly First is First State Community Bank. They stuck their name on a very big building in Farmington, and that's because they're all about the community.
Well, they put the community in First State Community Bank for that very, very reason. They are wonderful people. Shout out to Tanya Thomas, who is at every event
she's
there
all over.
is. And if she's not, Kristen Scooter is as well, or Andy Buchanan is. They are just some really good people. They have every financial service you could want. And you can kind of bundle when you go to First State Community Bank. You can get a home loan. You can start a checking account. You can start a savings account. You can get automobile insurance. You can get car or home insurance. You can do everything at one convenient location. And if you do that, you also get a little bit of a discount on what you pay because you're bundling. So definitely check out First State Community. We talk about all their community service, which is great. But when it comes to the business of banking, you know what? They're pretty good there, too.
They have all the tools. Find them online, fscb.com. The official bank of the Parkland podcast is First State Community Bank, member FDIC. This is the birthday segment here on the Parkland podcast. Let us know about your birthday so we can wish you a happy birthday here on the podcast. We also put these out every day on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. So help us make sure that we get your birthday out there so everybody can appreciate you getting just 1 year older. All right, birthdays for Monday, August the 4th.
Monday. Happy birthday wishes going out to the lovely and talented and the girl that never ages, Katie Rhodes. Katie is one of the nicest gals you will ever meet. Her husband, Rodney, was a dentist, I think specialized in children's dental care.
Yes, orthodontist.
For a whole bunch of years. But Katie, this is all about you. Happy birthday to you on Monday from all of your family. Happy birthday to Tracy Boozenbark, yet another of the multitude of Boozenbarks.
There's probably a Boozenbark birthday every day if we really...
Every week at least.
Happy
birthday to you, Tracy. It's your turn to shine. Julie Worley celebrates a birthday. Julie, for years, worked at the Bismarck School District. When I'd call to do my Bismarck education report, I would always get to talk to her. Her husband, Tommy, a driver at the St. Francis County Raceway. Happy birthday to you, Julie. Derica Parker, happy birthday to you, young lady. She works over at New Heights Church. Her official job is receptionist, office manager, but her real job is to keep Rocky good out of trouble, and that is a full-time job. Derica also one of the big supporters and organizers of the Run Walk with Walker that was held for many years in the Farmington area. Derica, happy birthday to you. And our good buddy, Mr. Cookie, Mr. Pizza, Dan Combs, Dan the Cookie Man, Dan the Pizza Man. Happy birthday wishes to you from your wife, Betty, your son, who is a guest on the podcast, and all your family. Happy birthday, Dano.
Yeah, Dan, best of luck to you. I know with everything going on with the Deloge location, hopefully you're able to get that back open soon because My kids really are missing their Little Caesars fix.
That's
that is
right.
for sure.
Pizza.
What about Tuesday, August the 5th?
Got a good list on Tuesday as well. Happy birthday to Laura Berkery. She is a worker at the Parkland Pharmacy store in Farmington.
All right.
So happy birthday to you from one of our sponsors. Happy birthday wishes to Arlene Jones. Arlene and her husband Dale for years and years and years were a huge part of the St. Francis County Relay for Life. They would always put together the sand for the memorials, little candles that people would light, and they did so much more than that. But I've kept up with them over the years. Dale, or Arlene, happy birthday wishes to you. I hope you are doing fantastic. Yesterday we wished Katie Rhodes a happy birthday. How about we go Rodney Rhodes? Happy birthday wishes on Tuesday. Rodney, once at I should have saved this for the totally awesome story. At a Farmington Chamber meeting, Rodney was emceeing it, and he goes, "Got anything good that you can I can use to make fun of somebody?" I said, "Yeah, make fun of Dick Womack. Just make fun of Dick." Well, he asked Dick about it, and then Dick said, "No, you make fun of Mark." So Rodney got up there, and they talked about, I remember when Dick hired Mark Toady. He said, "I've come to find out that Mark didn't know the meaning of the word fear. And after working with him for a while, I've come to find out that Mark didn't know the meaning of a lot of words." And that was at the Farmington Chamber banquet in front of 200 people. Thank you, Rodney, for that.
Yay.
Happy birthday wishes to you, buddy. Happy birthday wishes to Chad Lynn.
Yes.
The principal in the North County School District. I think one of the elementary schools, unless he got
he's still elementary guy.
Great
he likes
guy.
it there.
Likes his music.
Yes, he does. Has very strong
Loves his
opinions
music.
about it, too.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Happy birthday to you, Chad. And happy birthday to Barney Bajardi. I have not seen Barney in probably 20 years, but when Buffalo Wild Wings first opened, he was the manager, and he will always have a warm spot in my heart because we were all in there one day, and he goes, "Man, we had a mistake back in the back. You guys want some free wings?" There was about 4 or 5 of us there, and we're like, trick question? Of course we do. So he comes out with a tray of like 3 dozen wings.
Oh, my.
And we're like, dude, that was no mistake. You're just being good to your customers. That guy was great at customer service. So, Barney, I remember you every year on your birthday. And finally, Robert Fireball.
Robert Fireball.
You talk about wild and crazy, even at his age, that would be Robert Fireball. Happy birthday, Robert. I hope you are doing fantastic and have a great birthday.
I just have one birthday on Tuesday, and that's Deanna Bannister. Happy birthday to you, Deanna. Hope you're doing fantastic. What about Wednesday, August 6th?
Wednesday, I just have one birthday. It's Terry Sissel. Terry, happy birthday wishes to you. Her claim to fame is her daughter cuts what's left of my hair.
Oh, okay.
Her niece used to take care of my teeth till she left the area. So her and I work with her, I guess her cousin Kim. That's Kim Long's cousin.
Oh, okay.
And
so they've all had some part in your hygiene over the years.
Apparently so. I wish they'd have done a better job. But Terry, happy birthday wishes to you, young lady.
Happy birthday to Roger Huff. Roger, great guy from the area. He won a first pitch auction a few years back and got to throw out first pitch before Cardinals game. And really nice guy. Happy birthday, Roger. Hope it's a great day for you. Thursday, August 7th, what you got?
Thursday, our good buddy Paul Meinson.
Paul.
Celebrates a birthday. He's a heck of an investment guy with Edward Jones. But he's also a pretty good golfer. He's not perfect. He's a Kansas City Royals fan.
Right, yeah.
But we're not going to hold that against him. But if you know Paul, reach out to him. Tell him happy birthday. You heard it on the podcast.
Happy birthday to Ashley Jones. Hope it's a great day for you, Ashley. Her and her husband and her kids, very active in the theater circuit locally and always does a nice job. Happy birthday, Ashley. Hope you have a great day. What about Friday, August the 8th?
Friday birthdays. We're going to start off with Heather McKinney. She works for Subway. She right now is working at the Subway in Farmington, but they've purchased the Bon Terre store.
Oh, yeah.
So she is moving to the Bon Terre store because that's where she lives. So now she doesn't have to drive up and down the highway.
Good for her.
But she is awesome. I will guarantee you, if you go to Subway and Heather is working and you give her your order once, she will remember it for the next time and the next time and the next time that you come in. So, Heather, I hope you have the most fabulous of birthdays. You're a great employee for the guys. I know that, but you're a better human being. Happy birthday wishes to Andrew Cantor, who up until recently was the tennis coach at Farmington High School.
He's going to Lindbergh. He's going to be a flyer, and he doesn't have to coach.
And he does. Well, I tell you what, I heard a story, and I don't know if it's true or not, that Farmington was having a hard time getting a tennis coach.
Yes.
And they asked Andrew if he knew anything about tennis, and he said, no, not really. So he kind of learned on the fly with the guys on the team, and he ended up doing just a fantastic job. So, Andrew, happy birthday to you. And a good buddy of both of ours, Mike Lamb. Michael Lamb, happy birthday to you. He is a wonderful artist.
Absolutely. And finally retired now.
Finally. Well,
finally retired.
His wife's still working, though,
His
right?
wife still, I think, has to work one more year.
Yes.
So he gets to try out retirement and see if he likes it. And then probably what will happen is she'll retire, and then he'll go back to – no. They have plans. I believe she is retired now, if I remember right.
If not, I'm sure she's got a honey-do list.
Yeah. Don't worry. But it was hilarious because obviously, went through the Farmington School District his whole career and worked at Farmington right after he graduated college and then retired this past year. So he said he's had just a wonderful life and great artist, great teacher. He's affected a lot of kids over the years. Mandy Whitener, another great teacher, Jake's wife, celebrating a birthday on Friday. She'll be coming into the Farmington School District as the Whiteners announced whenever Jake got that principal job that all the Whitener family is now all Farmington all the way through. So happy birthday to Mandy. Hope you have an awesome day.
Who was the better athlete, Mandy or Jake?
Oh, Mandy, of course.
Oh, boy.
I don't have to see Jake every Friday night now, so I can make comments like that.
Okay. Jake, you remember who said it, buddy.
Saturday, August 9th. Who's your birthday?
Saturday. Oh, man. If I had $1 for every time I interviewed this guy, I would be
rich.
A wealthy guy. Tim Gray celebrates.
We need to get
birthday.
him on the podcast.
I don't think you have enough memory in that computer for Tim.
Oh, yeah?
But it would be a good one. If
we're going live, I mean, we can go as long as we want.
Oh, my gosh. Tim, should be a Hall of Fame
Absolutely.
basketball coach, led Mac to a Region 16 title, got to the finals a bunch of different times, and just, gave it all in for a life serving the Lord. So, Tim, happy birthday to you from Kelly and from Justin and your grandbabies and your congregation. I really enjoyed my years working with you. You haven't made a road trip until you've made a road trip with Tim Gray. So happy birthday, buddy. And another wonderful human being, Allison Sheets.
Yes.
Celebrates a birthday. She has worked over at Mineral Area College for a whole bunch of years, and just an awesome gal. So more happy birthday to you, Allison. Hope you're doing great.
I want to wish a happy birthday to James's basketball coach, Bob Wilson. He's taken over the A-team at St. Joe's this year after being an assistant the last couple of years. Coach Wilson is an awesome, awesome dude. Happy birthday, Bob. Hope you have a great day on Saturday. Morgan Fimler celebrating a birthday on Saturday. Happy birthday, Morgan. Hope it's a great day for you. Joe Black. Have you met Joe Black? They made a movie about it.
Yeah, you met Joe Black.
Yeah, you met Joe Black, but he has a birthday on Saturday. Proud Farmington High School graduate. And Scott Sykes, longtime Fredericktown educator and coach, and
long time on the MAC Board of Trustees.
Yeah, he kind of kept it in the family because I believe his dad Elvin was on the board before.
I think that was his uncle.
That was his uncle. Okay,
I think.
Uncle. Okay, that's right. You're right. And then Scott has been serving for many, many years, and
talk to him about baseball. You'll have a good conversation.
Oh, yes, you will. You will enjoy yourself if you're a baseball aficionado. Happy birthday, Scott. Hope you have an awesome day from your kids and all your grandkids. And then Sunday, August 10th, who birthday you have?
A gal I love dearly, Julie Berghaus, celebrates a birthday on Sunday. The queen of Parkland Pharmacy in Farmington. Julie, happy birthday wishes to you. You've been a great friend over the years. That's from your husband and your kids and the grandbabies and all of your Parkland Pharmacy family. I hope you are doing wonderful. Brenda Corder, happy birthday to you. I think she still works at Sam Sism's.
Okay.
I hope you're doing great. She's married to Jesse Corder, who was a longtime teacher at the Windsor School District and does a great Wolfman Jack imitation. Happy birthday, Brenda. And Emily Brooke, happy birthday to you, the pride and joy of Old Fredericktown Road and St. Paul Lutheran Church.
Happy birthday on Sunday to Missouri Congresswoman Becky Lobinger. Happy birthday to her in her first full year wrapping up now in Jeff City. Connie Holsey, longtime stylist in the area, celebrating a birthday on Sunday. Happy birthday, Connie. And Chad Collins. Chad is one of Gibbs' sons. I believe he works for Ozark Modern Insulation in Park Hills.
Oh, good.
And Chad, a good guy. Happy birthday, Chad. Hope you have a great day. So those are all of your birthdays for the week of August 4th. Construction, HeimbergerConstruction.com, 431-4387. Heimberger Construction has done some amazing work in not just the Parkland, but the region.
Yeah, they're all over the Midwest. They do high-quality work using the best materials. And best of all, you've got Jennifer Heimberger, who kind of headlines things and gears everything up. She'll sit with you. She'll find out what your plans are, what your wants are, what you're building toward, and she will get you the right products, the right building. So if you're adding on, if you're making a new addition, Heimberger Construction, they're the folks you want to see.
And they sell Butler buildings because they are the best metal building system on the market and the only building that has the pre-punched roof system and standard 360-degree roof seam for their standing seam roof. HeimbergerConstruction.com has all the examples locally of the great work that they have done, and the list just keeps growing and growing. If you need construction work done, you need to contact Heimberger Construction today since 1978. Again, learn more at HeimbergerConstruction.com. The Friendly First is First State Community Bank. They stuck their name on a very big building in Farmington, and that's because they're all about the community.
Well, they put the community in First State Community Bank for that very, very reason. They are wonderful people. Shout out to Tanya Thomas, who is at every event
she's
there
all over.
is. And if she's not, Kristen Benscooter is as well, or Andy Buchanan is. They are just some really good people. They have every financial service you could want. And you can kind of bundle when you go to First State Community Bank. You can get a home loan. You can start a checking account. You can start a savings account. You can get automobile insurance. You can get car or home insurance. You can do everything at one convenient location. And if you do that, you also get a little bit of a discount on what you pay because you're bundling. So definitely check out First State Community. We talk about all their community service, which is great. But when it comes to the business of banking, you know what? They're pretty good there, too.
They have all the tools. Find them online, fscb.com. The official bank of the Parkland podcast is First State Community Bank, member FDIC. One of the best people in the local media that Mark and I ever worked with, and then in the nonprofit industry, and now in the political side of things, Donna Hickman joining us here on the Parkland podcast. Donna, so good to see you. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, this is wonderful. I've often wondered about the podcast and how it's put together and where it is, and so now I can find out firsthand.
Yeah, here you are, and joining us here at the barn. A lot of people remember you from your writing days at the Daily Journal. I know My grandma will always look forward to what you would write in the Daily Journal. You probably got that compliment a lot. People say, my grandma just loves what you write, right?
Those were my people. Yes, absolutely. I still hear from folks that will say, I was going through my mom's things and I found this column of yours that she clipped and put in her Bible or put in a book somewhere, and they'll send it to me, and I appreciate that so much. There's nothing greater than having somebody save the stuff that you wrote or have it hanging on the wall somewhere.
So a lot of people know you from the newspaper, but I guess your actual roots begin in broadcast media, don't they?
Indeed, they do. I started out in radio 100 years ago at WHOP AM and FM in Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Yay!
What
did you do there?
I graduated from Murray State, and Dr. McGahee was my advisor, and he was from Hopkinsville, so he landed me the job there, and I was the assistant news director in a news department of 2.
Nice. So you were basically the afternoon, evening news person, I would assume?
No, I was the morning person.
You were the morning person?
I was the morning person,
oh,
yes.
Wow.
I got up at some ungodly hour like 3 a.m. and went and did the cop beat, went down to the police station, see who'd been arrested during the night and what they took and all that good stuff. And then came in and wrote up whatever news there was. And the Ag Show was the first show of the day, and it was anchored by Dink Embry.
Dink Embry.
And Dink had the worst wig I've ever seen in my life, God love him. It just kind of sat halfway on his head. It's a gray-haired guy. And he would always say, here's our lovely news girl, Donna Simmons. And there I would come on and do my thing.
So the wig was worse than the name Dink?
Yes. He was a legend in Kentucky, because he had that Ag Show forever. And if I meet anyone from Kentucky of a certain age, I can say something about working at WHOP, and they will always say, with Dink Embry?
Wow.
And I'll say, yeah.
He was the Mark Toady of the area.
He was indeed, with much worse hair.
Yeah.
Well, at least he had hair. So how did you get from Hopkinsville, Kentucky to St. Francis County?
Well, it was certainly a long road. I worked all over the country in television. I only stayed in radio for 8 months, and then I got a job at WTVF Channel 5 in Nashville, and went from there to all kinds of TV stations, including Channel 2 in St. Louis when it was the when it was the ABC affiliate.
Yeah.
So I worked there for a while and produced the 10 o'clock news. I had such a weird work history because I started out producing the noon news, which meant my shift was 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then I went to the 10 o'clock news, which meant it was 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. So my mom always said my sleeping habits were all screwed up because I had these weird work shifts. But anyway, I loved television so much. But when I got married, my husband worked days and I worked nights, and that wasn't conducive to a good family life. And then we started having children, and so he took a job transfer with Buckman Laboratories to come here to Missouri, and 30 years ago now. And so I came to, and all the TV stations were kind of far away. So I wound up working for the newspapers, Farmington Press first, and then for the Daily Journal.
Wow. Very, very cool. When you were on the TV circuit, was there like a news piece or a package or something you put together that maybe got some attention, got some awards, something you were really proud of?
We were nominated for Emmys both in Memphis and in St. Louis for a series I did called Safe from Strangers, and it was about the rise in abduction of children and how to keep your kids safe. And so I didn't win the Emmy, by golly, but at the same time, we enjoyed letting people know about that increasing fear and how to teach your children what to look for and what to watch out for, and then to run, all of that. So regional Emmys is what we were nominated for, and I'm very proud of that work. And then we also got nominated for Best Newscast at Channel 2 when I was there. Didn't win, but it was nice to be nominated.
Was there like a certain event in that newscast you remember that really made that a good? Was there like a big accident or maybe some cool helicopter footage?
Not at Channel 2, but at Channel 3 in Memphis when we were nominated for Best Newscast. It was the night that Jim Henson died.
Oh, wow.
And we had done sort of a retrospective on how much the Muppets had meant to people as they grew up, and just kind of things like that. And it was just kind of a heart tug sort of newscast. And so that I remember well. I think the one at Channel 2 was just, we had lots of late breaking news and we got it on the air. And, that was the thing. Whenever I see, to this day, a proof of performance ad where people say, we were the first to tell you, I always think, yep, that was a big deal if you were the first.
Yes, absolutely.
Tell us about the difference from your standpoint of going from radio to TV and then to the newspaper, just as far as covering the news, doing the interviews, because it's a whole lot different process.
Oh, yeah, the immediacy of radio and television. And television not as much back then as it is now, of course, because TV news is on 24/7 now. Right. Back then you had to either have a really good reason to break into programming or you really did have breaking news that everyone needed to know. And that was complicated to get that on the air. And of course with radio, the immediacy that you had was incredible, just to be able to say, I'm here live now and the tornado's coming through or whatever. Right. So that was great. With newspaper, of course, you had the luxury of time. And again, not so much now because they also can go on Facebook or wherever they need to go to inform the public. But back then, I had 2 little kids, and so I would do interviews, and then I would write my stories when they took a nap or when they went to bed at night, and get those in for the next day.
Has social media really, in your mind, changed the impact of local media?
Oh, yes, because so many people now get their news from social media. They don't consider the source in many cases. Yeah. People will tell me, oh, well, I read it on Facebook. Yes, well, who put it there? Oh, well, I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so the origin of whatever information you've read is often hard to trace.
Yeah.
And often not exactly accurate.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And so many people get all up in arms about something that turns out not to be either at all true or is just has a kernel of truth in it, but it's been blown apart. So.
And that's kind of where we see the good part about the changing media landscape is we're getting new voices, we're getting different people in. But I think the bad part at the same time is we don't know as much about these people. They aren't as trusted or vetted. Or I think, too, with, like, say, when we all worked at in radio, if we mess something up news-wise, that hurt the sponsors, which in turn hurt the radio station. So there was more of an emphasis to, hey, make sure this information is right because we have to make sure it's out there. Whereas now there's, you might lose a little bit of credibility. Somebody might give you a thumbs down, but that's really it.
Well, you're absolutely right. And it used to be so important to have that trust and for people to know that you valued the facts and you valued getting the story right. And I think we've lost a lot of that too. Again, because of the immediacy, people count on having information immediately. And with the advent of the iPhone, my goodness, everyone has become a reporter and a photographer.
Yeah. some decent, some not so good. Who were some? You mentioned Dink, right? Who was some other people you worked with in your broadcasting career that maybe people may have heard of or watched?
Dave Murray was my weather guy when I was at Channel 2, and people either loved him or hated him. And Dave would probably say if he were here that he and I had a love-hate relationship because as the producer, it's important for you to keep the newscast on time.
Right.
You need to get off on time. And Dave always had that weather question, and I would kill the weather question if we were running late. And that was his baby.
Oh, no.
And so I would come to work the next day, and Dave, I'd see him going into the news director's office, closing the door, and I'd know what the conversation was about. And he'd leave, and sure enough, soon I would be called in, and they'd say, Donna, you got to stop cutting the weather question.
Well, we've got to be on time, okay?
You've also worked with some pretty popular, well-known names here locally in your time with the paper, starting, I guess, with Joe Layton.
Joe Layden. Yes, his name has been ringing in the air since Chautauqua.
Yeah, always
because
does.
of course he was the king of Chautauqua, and we miss his community activism and enthusiasm that he always brought to everything. But yes, Joe called me Simmons, which was my maiden name, or Hickman, depending upon the day of the week, and he would just yell at me across the room, whether it was a good thing or a bad thing. He was Hickman, come over here, and we talk about whatever it was. And my favorite Joe Layden assignments were to travel with the local Catholics up to see Pope John Paul when he came to St. Louis. And then about, a month later, I traveled with the Baptists to see Billy Graham when he came. And he would say, Hickman, you were the only person that got to see the Catholics and the Protestants with their folks.
Yeah.
You were part of a lot of major news stories over 30 years of covering media. You think of the 9/11, the Tom Sauk Reservoir collapse, the flooding of the Mississippi. Does anything stick out as like, wow, that was an impactful story?
9/11 certainly stands out for all of us. That morning I had dropped my kids off at Bonter Elementary and had gone in the office. And the secretary got off the phone and she said, "Did you hear? A plane just hit the Twin Towers." And I said, "Oh my goodness, no, I didn't know that." And I got in the car to drive to the Daily Journal, and of course that was on the radio. And when I got there, everyone was standing around the television. Sherry Grimminger, Chris Klein, Teresa Russell, Leroy Sigmund. And I walked in, and you could have heard a pin drop other than the TV. And I don't remember how long we stood there, but Sherry said, "We need to get to work." And so immediately people started shouting out, "Oh, I can do this, or I can do that," or whatever. And we hit the road, and we went out to talk to people. And the first place I went was to the workout center over in Bonne Terre. And everybody was there, and they were exercising, but they're glued to the television.
Right.
And, we talked with them. And for weeks, as you all know, people found a way to express their patriotism and their outrage. And we did stories on folks who had signed up to join the service. We did stories on parents who were supporting their loved ones, but also had painted the windows of their business to show patriotism, signs out front, everything you could imagine. And, the groundswell of God Bless the USA that was just everywhere for so long. And it was incredible the way people everywhere, but in this area, of course, because, we were all here, people did what they could do to show their support and their outrage.
Yeah.
Donna, it wasn't too long after that, you made what some would consider a shocking transition. You went from the newspaper to the non-for-profit world, becoming the first ever full-time executive director for the United Way of St. Francis County. Tell us about that move.
Well, I had been in journalism for, I guess at that point, 25 years, and I'd been at the Daily Journal for 10, and I'd written the same stories over and over.
All right.
And I just was starting to feel as if my time there had gone. And so I prayed really hard and said, "Lord, either give me new enthusiasm for what I do or give me something else to do." And it wasn't long before the opportunity to go to the United Way came my way. And I wasn't sure about it at the time because I just wasn't sure I was qualified. But, really the only qualification to work in a nonprofit is to care about the people that you're serving.
Yep.
And I certainly cared about those folks that I had written about for 10 years and knew a lot about the needs in this area because, again, I'd written about them and I was plugged in with some of the agencies and the things that they could provide. So it was a wonderful transition, and I really enjoyed that work. And, as you know, Mark, we raised a lot of money during that time, and I think helped a lot of folks.
Yeah, one of the most successful eras of the United Way of St. Francis County, routinely raising $200,000 a year and giving it away. And
Donna with her bell.
Yeah, oh, man.
I still have that bells, Mark. If you'd like for me to give you a lesson, I just decided that ringing the big bell that we rang outside was hard on people's ears inside.
Yeah.
So I went and bought those little toddler bells.
Yes.
And I still have those. So, yeah.
She was at every chamber meeting in October and November ringing those bells. And she got out and made a big difference in the lives of a lot of people.
You and your husband, Lowell, are very, I guess, common in the fact that usually a couple, there's one person who's a little more outgoing, a person who's a little more reserved. That's you guys, but I think for lack of a better word, you're such a cute couple. I like watching you guys together. How'd you meet this guy? How did you guys end up getting together?
Well, we met at church in Memphis, and I was the chairman of the singles group, and Lowell came, and someone sent me over to welcome him, and I did. And we became friends first.
So you were able to find out real quickly if he was single because of your position.
That's right. Well, in the singles group, you better be single.
Yeah.
So we got to be friends, and we started having common friends. He was interacting with a lot of folks that I knew, and it was just kind of natural. He I guess we actually didn't have a date until I moved to St. Louis, and he called and said, "Can I come see you?" And I said, "Well, sure," and did. And then we kind of dated long distance for a while, and then he proposed, and I moved back to Memphis and worked for a TV station down there when we first got married. So we've been married 33 years.
Wow.
Call it cute however you want, but when you guys play trivia together, the cuteness comes off the table, right?
Lowell has an incredible memory. He can just remember so much stuff. And he always says, if I had enough time, I could figure these things out. Because the thing that kills him is the time limit. You got to turn that sheet in. And he'll think, I'm so close. And, and we can't quite get it.
And the apple didn't fall too far from the tree. Your kids are very intelligent.
Oh, they love to learn, and they got that definitely from their daddy. I have 1 degree, and that's plenty. My kids will not get out of school. They just love learning, and as Lowell does too. So, yes, Peter is in the Boston area still. Went up there for school and has never come home. Got married and has a little baby, and then Leslie has been in Korea studying Korean culture, and actually arrived back in America this week, and is going to Emory to get her PhD in anthropology.
Nice. Wow. Very close, a little bit closer to home now.
Yes. Well, I'll be in the same country for a while. Hooray!
Yay.
So did you get to go to Korea?
Yes. Last year. Oh, my goodness. That was an experience. Leslie she says she's not fluent. If you ask me, she is in the Korean language. And she just guided us through the entire experience. It was wonderful. Wow. Just wonderful.
How different culture-wise is it? Because, I would assume like they're similar to Japan. Never been there, but I know a little more about Japanese culture and kind of how they act. I'm assuming Korea is same deal?
Well, I don't know. I've not been to Japan, but I will say that they're very solitary. The Korean people don't make eye contact with you on the street. Leslie says that they consider that kind of an invasion of your privacy.
Oh, okay.
And if you accidentally hit somebody, like with your arm or something, and your inclination is to say, "Oh, excuse me," they don't speak back. There is none of that.
Really?
So we rode the subway pretty much in silence. There's just not a lot of communication in that way. I will say that the funniest experience we had on the subway, 2 older Korean women got on, and they just kept looking at me and smiling. And I'd look back and smile, and that was so weird to have this interaction. And Leslie said, "They think you're someone famous."
Oh.
And I said, "Oh, well, I'd love to know who they think I am." And of course, it was the gray hair, because there's not a lot of folks with gray hair over there. Yeah. And so anyway, they smiled at me through the whole ride, and then they got off the subway and said, bowed goodbye to me, and
wow.
I did back to them, and they were gone.
So you've conquered the media world, you've conquered the non-for-profit world. What's next? I know. Let's get into the political realm. How did that come about?
I had left United Way, and I've always had kind of an interest in serving through the political world, and someone let me know that Congressman Smith had an opening in his office, and I went there and got the job. And what I do really isn't very political, Mark. It's primarily helping people with agencies that they may have an issue with. If it's the IRS and they haven't gotten their refund and they want to know where it is, or if it's Social Security disability, they filed for it, but they haven't been able to get information about it since. Or some people, apply for passports and they get lost in the mail, and what do? So if you've got an issue pending with any federal agency and you're needing information, contact us, and we can often work with you to get the information that you need.
Why is it that when somebody, a high-ranking official, because I had to do this with the state of Missouri and had to call Mike Henderson's office for some stuff I was going through with my teaching certification. And you hear, well, there's not enough manpower. Oh, we can't get to that. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And then once somebody from one of those high-ranking officials gets involved, it's almost like instantaneous. Is that kind of frustrating, or is it like, well, that at least gives me a job duty to do every day?
It's frustrating, I think, as a whole, because it shouldn't be that way.
Right.
But things often get lost or get put on someone's desk, and other things get piled up on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just things happen. And I think it's always been that way in the federal government, but as we have reduced the workforce and then tried to make everything online and not hard copy paper, I think it's gotten a lot more complicated.
Right. And let's face it, too, there are some people that are not online savvy, and that's a whole new world for them. And I guess that's probably part of what you do as well, right?
Absolutely. One of the most eye-opening days I had was when this 84-year-old veteran came in the office with a website, and that's all he'd been given. He had no idea what to do with that.
Right.
And so we were able to go to the website and print out the information he needed and give it to him. Because as you know, the IRS doesn't even give you the 1040 forms at the library anymore. I mean, everything is printed out or filed online and all of that. And especially in rural Missouri, computers are not always easy to come by. And the knowledge of how to operate them may skip a generation or two as we get older. So it's important to have those people in your life who can help you with that. And a lot of our folks do. They have grandchildren or kids that can help them pull that together. But if they don't, they can come to us.
So Donna, is this the kind of job that keeps you hopping from one person to the next, or are you like a well-kept secret? You have all these services but nobody really knows you can do all that for them.
A little bit of both, I suppose. I learn something new every day, Mark, every single day. And I usually tell people honestly when they call and they've got a problem that I've never heard of, I say, well, okay, you and I will learn about this together because I really don't know. And there's nothing better than having people treat you as an expert in your field. So I love to call someone with the State Department or immigration or something and say, I'm calling with a question because I feel as if you will know how to direct me. And I can just feel the people puffing up on the other end like, yes, ask me your question. Because, we all feel that way about the things that we're expertise in. So we try to get answers for folks, and they aren't always the answers that the constituent wants. Right. But there is comfort in knowing this issue is resolved.
Absolutely. Very, very good. What's the next chapter for Donna Hickman?
I don't know. My husband retired in March from his job, and so I'm kind of letting him get his feet wet and sort of see how life will evolve with that. But we've been really blessed with a good life here. I hung on my wall, "Bloom where you're planted," not long after we moved here. We took a 3-year commitment to come here, and as I said earlier, we've been here 30. Right. So we're just still enjoying what this area has to offer, and it's not too far from home. I just got back from a trip back to Tennessee last week, and it was great to see everybody.
High school reunion?
High school reunion.
We won't ask you how many years, but how did you feel, like, confidence-wise? Do you feel like you've aged better than most in your class? How'd that go?
The highlight of the weekend was when one of my classmates, my male classmates, came up and said, well, you look better than you did in school. And I said, all right.
How does somebody reach out to you at the Congressman's office?
You can stop by our office. We're at 22 East Columbia, right across from U.S. Bank, right down from Ozarks Federal. Or you can go to the Congressman's website, and it's jasonsmith.house.gov. And it will give you the information for all of our offices. We have 5 in the 8th Congressional District. And so the Farmington office is just one. Of course, we like to think it's the best, but it's just one. We have 8 folks that work in the district helping people in all 28 counties we serve.
Yep, it's a big area. It's a very, very large chunk of the state of Missouri. Donna, always a pleasure to talk to you. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, my pleasure as well, gentlemen. It's great to be in community with you, and whether it's broadcasting or anything else.
Awesome. Thank you. Donna Hickman joining us here on the Parkland Podcast. Let's talk pharmacy. Parkland Pharmacy. They are at parklandrx.com. Small town pharmacy at their finest. They are so organized. They have so many great services they're more than just a place to get your prescriptions, Mark Tody.
Absolutely. I got to give a shout out to Julie Berghaus. She called me the other day and she goes, "What's that stuff that you like so much?" I said, "The Emergency." And she goes, "Yeah." She goes, "I'm going to order some of that. You want me to get you some?" I said, "Absolutely." And she didn't have to do that, but that's the kind of great one-on-one customer service that they offer. They get to know their customers, what they like and who they are, and they will go the extra mile for them. So I love everything about that pharmacy, and that is why they are my hometown pharmacy.
Got to use 2 fingers if you want to scroll up or down.
I'm looking at their Facebook page while you were doing that.
ParklandRx.com is the website. Their delivery is fantastic, and all the special services they offer as well is really what makes them second to none. Check out Parkland Pharmacy today, the official pharmacy of the Parkland Podcast.
It's the memories made during a weekend with the girls, a family adventure, or a Sunday stroll in historic downtown. At First State Community Bank, we have a strong passion for small business owners and the students and families who live, work, and play here. Our passion for them runs deep because this is our community too. First State Community Bank. Success starts here.
At Subway, you eat fresh. We always talk about Subway of the Parkland. That, of course, includes the Farmington location, the Park Hills location, the Deloge location, and now the Bonne Terre location.
Yes, the newest addition. I went, before we recorded the podcast, I went to Subway of Farmington, got the Titan Turkey this week.
Titan Turkey.
I had been getting the pizzas. The pizzas are awesome, I'm telling you, and they're so affordable. You put all your veggies on, and if you want to add meat, it's like 50 cents. I mean, it's crazy, but the pizzas are really good. But the Titan Turkey, I can't wait to dig into it. I want to wish Miss Heather a good luck with her move to the Bonne Terre location.
Yeah.
She could give great customer service. Brianna, Jessica, I'll tell you what, Mike and Jake did great when they hired them. And we wish her the best of luck as she goes to the Bonne Terre location.
Wow, Subway, eat fresh. They have everything you need. And again, what a great way
coming back in a few weeks.
Oh, yeah. So much. Maybe some Happy Gilmore cups left, though. They probably sold out of those.
You better get in there
They
quick.
were in high demand. I went to sleep 3/4 of the way into that movie and thought it was pretty good when I fell asleep. So there you go. Subway now in Bonne Terre. Also Park Hills, Deloge, and Farmington. Subway, eat fresh, the official sandwich of the Parkland Podcast. Time to see what's going on with the Farmington Regional Chamber of Commerce this summer. We have the fresh from vacation Candy Hente joining us here at the barn. How's it going? You doing all right?
Great.
Enjoying your summer?
Yes.
What'd
it's
you
a
do?
lot cooler today.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it doesn't feel like summer at all. Did you go anywhere, do anything fun, or did you just kind of chill out?
It was more like a staycation, which is really not good for me because I do things like clean my house and.
What's bad about that?
Yeah.
Now you got that taken care of, and you can enjoy the rest of your life.
It's not fun, Jason.
That's true. It is not
relaxing.
Fun. That's true. But you've got it all taken care of now.
But she has 2 dogs and Steven. She needs to clean the house quite a bit, I'm sure.
Nice.
Mainly the dogs.
Let's talk about some things coming up with the Farmington Regional Chamber of Commerce big golf tournament. If you want in, you need to let you know immediately,
yes.
right?
In fact, I would say if you're wanting to register, call the office, and we may even be starting a waiting list at this point because we've got 1 or 2 slots left. This is our 20th annual golf tournament, Jason.
20?
Yeah.
20 of these things.
Yes.
Man.
And I mean, we have worked so hard to try to set our own niche with golf tournaments. Mm-hmm. A lot of people have golf tournaments. The features in ours that kind of set it apart, we have amazing raffle prizes. Mm-hmm. So they're all valued at least $200 or more, every single raffle prize. And so you buy tickets and you put it in what you want to win. So you're not winning something you don't want.
Okay, great.
And then the other thing is we have tons and tons of food.
Tons of food.
Yes. Mark is, tell him, Mark, you've volunteered for how many years now?
Just about every one of them.
19 of 20, probably.
He likes driving the golf cart.
I do. That's a lot more fun than just sitting around doing nothing since I don't play golf anymore. But, man, you've got pizza.
Yes.
You have
Bailey
sandwiches.
Joe's.
Bailey Joe's barbecue.
Joe's.
Yeah.
Now, is Bailey Joe's officially a part of this, or does he just kind of show up with food?
He's officially this year.
Okay.
In the past, he's just kind of showing up with
Yeah,
food.
Jeremy does that from time to time. Just got to show him some
Eating
food,
people.
guys.
He loves it. He loves seeing happy people eating his food.
You get the Amish store that brings sandwiches.
So Old Time Pantry does the lunch, and it's prepackaged on their homemade bread with their homemade pickles and all of that on the side. Cookies are in there, fresh baked. So that's the lunch. And then all throughout the course, we'll also have Jimmy John's. We'll have
Subway.
Bailey Joe's. Subway's not able to come this year.
Oh,
they have.
last year
They're on
played.
vacation or something important like that.
Of course.
And so, but we have quite a few tea hosts this year that are bringing food and drinks for the course. Of course, we have our beverage carts, which Mark likes to drive,
Well, yeah.
out delivering beverages to everyone. And then at the end of the day, we have Emo's Pizza. They deliver. And so when everybody gets back, while we're waiting for all the teams to return, there's plenty of food for everyone.
Wow. That sounds like a smorgasbord. I love it.
And it's a little different this year. You've changed the day of.
It's on a Friday still.
Yeah.
Yes, August 15th.
He's making a blank look now.
I was thinking it was middle of the week in years past.
No, it's always been on Friday. Yeah.
So
But that means you get an early start to your weekend.
that's right.
Yeah.
And that's happening again on the 15th, Friday. Crown Point, gracious again to host the tournament. I think it's been there just about every
We
year,
graciously pay them, yes.
Yes. So, well, okay, good. And they graciously cashed the check. So that's happening again on the 15th. And again, if you want to get in, like, call the chamber office like right now,
Yes.
and Candy will see.
573-756-3615, Monday through Friday, 9 to 4.
Okay. Another exciting event coming up involving the Farmington Regional Chamber of Commerce. You have a new leadership program. Tell us about this.
We do. It's called Lead Local. And one of the things we've noticed in our community is a lot of our local leaders on community boards, even city council, throughout the county are hitting retirement age. And there's really not a lot of people up and coming to help replace those, like our IDA, the Industrial Development Authority. Some of our city committees, planning and zoning, they're always looking for good people. So we started this program in the hopes that many of these people would serve on local leadership positions and also local nonprofit boards. And so we want to equip them and educate them to be the best possible leaders for that. So we will be doing visits. It's a 10-month program. We'll be doing visits to different aspects of the community, field trips, if you will. That sounded very Texas there, wheel.
I wasn't going to say anything.
So we'll be doing city government, county government. We're taking a trip to Jeff City to do state government. So we'll be visiting with our local legislators at the Capitol, as well as we're setting up breakfast with the governor or another high-ranking official. And then we'll be also visiting the Missouri Chamber office to talk about what it's like to run for a state office and what it's like to be at the Capitol and how you represent business at the Capitol. And then we'll also be doing economic development and workforce development, healthcare, education, health and human services, and emergency management will also be topics for this particular program. And then combined with that, we're also including different leadership aspects like team collaboration, conflict management, all of those leadership skills that we need to be effective leaders. And there will be a little bit of homework in between the monthly sessions. as well as discussion and guest speakers to address those different topics.
Is there like a certain age bracket you're trying to recruit from?
There is, because we want to develop some leaders that have time to give back, that have a length of years to serve. So we're targeting, and this is just a suggested age range, would be 25 to 40.
Okay.
We figure, even at 40, someone could still have 20 to 25 years
Let's
easily to give back into the community and serve. We'll be doing some board training about what you can and can't do on a nonprofit board, what questions you should ask, what's not allowed for board members to do, what's illegal on a nonprofit board. All those, and then we're also at that time we'll have different nonprofits in to kind of meet with those candidates. Our cohort is limited to 12. We have 10 excellent candidates this year. Very excited about the candidates we have.
Wow!
Can you name them?
I can't just yet.
It's
August
a secret.
12th. Another fantastic part of the program is, so we have a committee that's been working on this, and they are an amazing committee. And Marcus Truman with Archangel Professional Coaching is going to do our retreat. So we're kicking it off with a leadership retreat at Trout Lodge. There will be some personality assessments that will also go into that. He will be facilitating that retreat. He was a former instructor for the Air Force Leadership Academy.
Oh, wow.
And so Marcus is not an old guy either. Even though he's retired from the Air Force or no longer with the Air Force, he's on the younger side.
Okay.
At least my perspective of the younger side. So
I think when you get somebody who's younger involved in some of these boards and some of these things, sometimes there's almost like a way. It's almost like, oh my gosh, here's new blood. We can have them help with this and this and this. And then all of a sudden they get kind of overwhelmed by it. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize it was going to be that much of a deal. Yes. So as somebody in your position, have you kind of noticed that and seen that over the years and thought of maybe ways to help, keep that from being as overwhelming for these young people?
Well, and that's right. One of the things we want to teach them is what questions they should ask. Like, why do you want me for this particular board? What is it that I'm bringing that you need from me? So they know what the expectations are up front.
Right.
I haven't seen that as much as a lot of times what I've observed is younger people in these positions are a little intimidated and they don't think independently and they don't have the courage to speak up.
Right.
And really share what needs to be shared. And so that's something that we want to work on. I've seen city council members who never, ever talk.
Right.
Well, you're not there to just fill a chair.
Right, exactly. You're there to express the opinions and concerns of your
And you need to be able to
constituents.
think independently and ask good questions.
Right.
How does somebody find out more about this program or how to get involved?
Well, it's kind of too late for this year, but as far as becoming a candidate for the program or one of the participants, but we would love you to follow along on this journey with us, through our Facebook page. We'll be doing posting. We'll be sharing in our newsletter updates each month about what the students have learned and what they have visited and what they have done. So FarmingtonRegionalChamber.com is our website. I'm sure we'll have some stories and things on there as well.
Two other big programs that the Chamber does every month involve the morning mixer and then your general membership meeting. And they're both coming up in the month of August. Can you give us any details on that?
Yes, August 13th, the second Wednesday of the month, is our morning mixer, and that will take place at the St. Francis County Community Partnership.
Okay.
My former employer, near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll be hosting it at their office at the Weber Road building, probably more in that conference area there, I imagine, and some back to their office as well, learning about what they do and the programs that they offer. A lot of people here scratch their head and go, what do they do over at the partnership office?
Is that the place with the Christmas presents?
That's one of the programs.
That's probably the most well-known,
The resource guides they put out are amazing.
The Health Expo.
The Health Expo, yes. So lots of great things going on over there. And then our luncheon, you're going to have to help me out, Mark, because you're putting me on the spot, and I don't have all
It's coming up on the 20th.
Thursday, Wednesday, the
First State
20th?
Community Center.
What formerly Centene Center.
Yes.
Because we've had a few people that are
21st.
like, it's going to be at the bank?
Right?
No, it's not at the bank. What was that, Jason?
Is it the 21st?
I think it's the 20th.
Okay.
No, it's the 21st.
Is it the 21st?
Yes.
And
Business
who is
and
our
Community
speaker?
Luncheon. And the internet says the Leadership Edge, and then there's a picture of something.
Jamie Laurenti.
Okay, there's Jamie.
It's
Had to
sponsored
zoom
by
in on her.
Valor, and our lunch is by Subway.
Eat fresh.
The lunch is $15. And yeah, we'd love to have people come out for that. We're in the process of switching over our database and our website. We'll have all new website starting in September.
Ooh,
so
cool.
that's why a little bit of this is fuzzy, but yeah, it'll be switched over. I do have another big announcement,
Okay.
actually.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we have our annual business conference in October. It's going to be October the 7th. We have 2 amazing keynote speakers lined up so far. One of them is the Missouri State Treasurer, Vivek Malik.
Oh, yeah. I've talked to him. Nice guy.
Yes, he is such a great guy.
Yeah.
I've had the opportunity to visit with him 2 or 3 times. You know, he's so unassuming and so humble. A lot of people don't know his story. He's going to be sharing his personal story in his leadership in the Missouri Capitol. He came here as an immigrant with his family and had an amazing education and has worked his way to be treasurer. He has no other political aspirations. He's not like, you know, pining to be governor or anything like that. Just a super nice guy. And then we also have Shad Berner, who is the executive director for Southeast Missouri Ready program, and he will be sharing. And Shad is a great friend. He was with Missouri Economic Development during COVID and was responsible for distributing a lot of the ARPA funds that went out and the grant process, and it was pretty involved, a lot of money. And so Shad will be talking about this report called The Rising Storm. It's a workforce development report that talks about the slowed growth of birth rates and combined with the baby boomer generation retirement and what the future of our workforce is going to look like as a result of that.
Interesting. Because it's going to be very different. It's changing a lot.
Very intriguing report.
Oh,
How many members in the chamber now?
477.
Is there somewhere on the horizon a goal of 500?
Absolutely.
yeah.
You know it.
Yeah. Well, you're really, really close. Could knock that out by the end of the year, maybe.
Your member pop-ins are quite popular on
Yes.
social media.
Yes, our Facebook page. If you're looking for local news and wanting to know more about local businesses, follow our Facebook page. I think we're really close to 11,000 followers actually on our page. We're always putting out great content there for keeping the community informed.
Shout out to the girls in the office with you, because it's a team effort.
Yes, it is. They absolutely. Julie Estes, our Small Business Development Center and Small Business Specialist and Membership. And then Emily Holsey, our Event Coordinator. And our newest hire, Kaylee Foster, is our Operations Assistant at our front desk, and we're so thrilled to have her. And it definitely is a team effort, and they do an amazing job.
So if somebody wants to join the chamber, how do they do that?
On our website, farmingtonregionalchamber.com. We have all of the information on there. There's reasons you should join, along with the membership application and information. Also a mention to our chamber benefit plan for health insurance for small businesses. Much more affordable. You have to have at least 2 employees, but spouses can count as an employee as long as they're paid and on the payroll. So that's a great program for we have several businesses that join just for that particular program.
Lots of benefits. I know we get to take advantage of those benefits being a member of the Farmington Regional Chamber as well, and appreciate that so much. Candy, always good to see you. You got any more days you got to burn off before the
No, they
end of
all
the year?
expired today.
Gosh. Well,
That's the
hopefully you can start accumulating some more days off coming up.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Well, best of luck with the golf tournament and everything coming up. And always a pleasure to see you, young lady. Thanks for coming on.
Having me.
All right, Candy Hente, Executive Director, Farmington Regional Chamber of Commerce, joining us here now on the Parkland Podcast.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
Time to talk music here on the Parkland Podcast. We talk about a song that we really dig, kind of give you a little bit of the history of that song, if you will, what we think about it. And then we got a cool musical prompt, and I have not looked at anything. I've not even thought about our musical prompt, and I will do that live with you. And then I'll check Google to see what I missed. Our co-pilot is telling me here. What's your song of the week this week, Mark Tody?
Song comes from The Doors. Listening to it on the way out here. 5-1 from The Doors. 5-1, baby. 1 and 5. No one here. This song is not really a totally hard rock song, but it gives the feel of a really hard rock song. And something I didn't know until I Googled it. I've read Jim Morrison's biography. Mm-hmm. Very complicated individual.
Right.
He was playing that song when he was arrested for trying to incite a riot at a concert in Miami by calling the audience idiots, which is not generally accepted behavior for a good concert. But this was Jim Morrison. He was probably really drunk when he did it. There was also the infamous Indecent Exposure concert as well. But 5-1 is a great tune. If you have never heard it, kids, give it a listen. You'll like it.
I think the movie The Doors is the best rock movie ever.
I don't know if it's the best. It's good. Almost Famous is really
good too.
Really
but like
good.
If you were like, this is for, because Almost Famous was kind of like a generalization. Did they have real people?
No, they were.
So
actors.
yeah, but I mean, not like that. But I mean, like they wasn't it a fictional band that Almost Famous was about?
It was a fictional band, but it was the kid from the Rolling Stone magazine. That's a real person.
Yeah. Whereas The Doors was all about Jim Morris. Val Kilmer was tremendous.
He was very
in
very
that
good.
role.
Meg Ryan.
Yes,
was great
Meg Ryan was great. So I don't know.
Robbie Densmore.
Yeah, I thought it
Krieger,
was
I'm sorry.
Robbie Krieger.
Yeah, John
Densmore. Yes,
and Ray Manzarek.
Okay, very good. I'm going to continue to do the Ozzy Osbourne tribute as he passed away. Have you seen the Ozzy van that drives around St. Francis County? I feel really bad for that lady because, I mean, she went all out. She's got the Ozzy van license plate. She's got Ozzy, like, stickers all over her van. So I'm assuming she's a big fan, right?
You would think.
Got it, yeah. So.
I was listening to K-She in the days that followed the death of Ozzy Osbourne, and there were people in tears.
Oh, yeah.
He meant a lot to St. Louis.
I'm going to go with No More Tears from the 1991 album by the same name. Always liked the bass part at the beginning, and that was a song that Zakk Wylde wrote, and they started just kind of messing around with it, and the Prince of Darkness said, I can make a song out of that, and so they did No More Tears from the 1991 album. Believe it or not, that was the 5th single released from that album. Very, very successful for Ozzy there in the 90s. All right. Our musical prompt of the week. This is songs that have the word rock in the title.
Songs that rock. And I try to come up with my songs from my memory bank. Sometimes it doesn't work so well, but I was able to come up with 5 really good ones, starting with my favorite group of all time, The Who, with Long Live Rock. Then there's Bob Seger, Like a Rock. Def Leppard, Rock of Ages. And You Can Still Rock in America. The Sister Christian band.
Night Ranger.
Thank you very much. And a group that was a group I really liked when I was a kid, Angel. They had a song called Tower, but they also did a song called Rock and Rollers, which was just like it would, just like you would imagine it would sound like. It was a great little tune, Rock and Rollers from Angels.
Rock and roll, Led Zeppelin. One of my all-time favorites there. I mean, really, anything from LZ is usually pretty good. You mentioned Rock of Ages. For some reason, that plopped into my head right away. And now I'm completely blanking out. So let's see. Ooh, Justin Timberlake's Rock Your Body.
Yeah, okay.
Rock your body. Yeah. Rock That Body by the Black Eyed Peas. And then Rock With You, Michael Jackson. That was from
I'd be
Thriller.
much more interested in I Love Rock and Roll from Joan
Ooh,
Jett.
God, forgot about that. Old time rock and roll,
Yep.
Bob Seger.
Rock and Roll All Night.
And Party Every Day. Great Words to Live By.
Two guys
Kiss.
from the band that never drank in their life wrote that song.
Isn't that crazy? They knew how to make money, though.
Yes,
Still
they
do. Still do. Rock You Like a Hurricane, a song by the Scorpions that doesn't get much play this time of year in coastal
Love
regions.
that song. Maybe my favorite
Yeah.
Scorpion song.
Let's see. Who else? Rock This Party. I'm not sure about that one. Rock My Body by Rehab. Crocodile Rock, kind of a fun song from Elton John.
AC/DC, though. Love that song.
Long Way to the Top.
That was also featured in the movie with Jack Black.
Yes.
Where he played the school teacher.
Yes.
Yeah,
School of Rock.
Great movie.
Yeah, I love that tune. Still Rock and Roll to Me is always a fun tune from Billy Joel. Let's see. Jailhouse Rock.
Yep.
Pretty important song in rock and roll history from Elvis. I Wanna Rock by Twisted Sister. Remember that video?
Oh, yeah.
I Wanna Rock. Party Rock Anthem by LMFAO.
Yeah, if you don't know what that stands for, look it up. We're not going to repeat it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you did know what that meant. The Rock Show by Blink-182. Always a cool tune. Rock and Roll by Ken Carson. Detroit Rock City.
Oh, yeah.
Another Kiss tune. And then AC/DC, I think, has about 7 or 8 songs with rock in them, including For Those About to Rock, We Salute You. What else do we have? Rock the Boat, Don't Rock the Boat, Baby. Oh, Rock Me Amadeus by Falco. Remember that song? Rock Me Amadeus, Amadeus. For some reason, that song was like burned into my brain. Let There Be Rock, another AC/DC tune. Rock Lobster by the B-52s. That's always a lot of fun. My daughter really loves that song.
Argent. God gave rock and roll to you. Love that tune.
Yeah.
It was also redone
by Kiss.
Yeah. In the Bill and Ted
movie, yes. Yeah. Rock Around the Clock, Bill Haley and his comments. Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution. There you go. Another one of those AC/DC. That's a cool, the intro to that. The Rock the Night from Europe. I don't remember that one.
Rock Lobster.
Yes.
B-52s
is always a great one. Rock Yo Hips by Crime Mob.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Rock and Roll Star by Oasis. That was a cool song. Hard as a Rock, AC/DC. I knew there was another one. Hard as a Rock.
I think we've covered it.
Yeah, I think we got it all. So there, Jingle Bell Rock. We'll throw some Bobby Helms in there at the end. There you go. Those are your rock songs from our musical segment. Do we know of any interviews we have next week? Well, actually, we do know of an interview next week.
Well, we've got Andy Sherrill.
Right.
He is going to be joining us to give us more information on the St. Paul High School move to Mineral Area College. And we also hope to visit with Miss Brianna, making a return visit from the St. Francis County Health Center.
I'm guessing there's some back-to-school health things that she probably wants to advertise, and that 'tis the season, as they say. So we'll visit with them, and who knows, whoever else. And remember, we're going live next Saturday, this coming Saturday morning. So tune in. I believe we're going to go about 10 o'clock Saturday morning. Times might fluctuate depending on, if Mark has an event or my kids have something going on, and we got to kind of move things around a little bit. But we're going to start going live on Saturday starting next Saturday. So we hope you tune in. Until then, continue to enjoy this awesome weather, and we will see you Saturday.